Surrounded by the boys, taking the fight to superheroes. Watch now only on Amazon Prime Video.
I heard that show is amazing.
After 21 MCU movies, prepare for the final conclusion of the Infinity Saga. And also part 2 of Infinity War, penultimate film of Phase 3, intro to Phase 4, and backdoor pilot for about 3 Disney Plus shows. Whew! You remember when movies just, ended, and then your imagination had to take over? Ugh, sounds exhausting. Avengers Endgame. The most successful crowd-pleasing global film franchise is back. But since life on Earth sucks now, it's all about grief. Loss.
Lost again.
Guilt.
It's supposed to be me.
Depression.
Are you crying?
And despair.
Thanos should have killed all of us.
Because today's escapist fantasy isn't becoming a superhero. It's going back to fix your mistakes instead of scraping by in the waking nightmare of your own failure.
Oh, thick
Can I
Thor.
do a time heist on my life? 5 years have passed since half the population vanished, or as introverts call it, winning the lottery. That looks nice. Baseball remains unpopular. Culture got frozen in 2017.
Damn.
And an actor shortage has forced directors to cast themselves.
I cried just before dessert.
Now, the Avengers must band together to do what every big franchise does when they write themselves into a corner. Time travel. Watch the surviving heroes dissemble for a Now That's What I Call Marvel tour of your fandom, with several alternate camera angles on the Avengers.
I'll have that drink now.
A trip to the SHIELD base where they store all the movie's closure.
Thank you for everything.
The cliffs that demand you lose someone you love, or at least your work bestie. And a daring raid to justify the existence of Thor the Dark World, in a plot held together by a whole bunch of wibbly-wobbly timey-wimey stuff they'll try to explain 100 times.
Either it's all a joke or none of it is.
None of it's a joke. Now explain yourself.
If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future, and your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future.
Now explain it again with a visual aid.
The Infinity Stones create what you experience as the flow of time. Remove one of the stones, and that flow splits.
Now explain it again, but simpler.
I'm not trying to stop something I'm going to do in our time. I'm trying to undo something I've already done in theirs.
Even simpler.
Changing the past doesn't change the future.
Maybe time travel's a paradox, no matter how it gets justified. See? Reunite with all your favorite Marvel heroes who aren't clogging up an air filter somewhere. Like Iron Man, who's really matured since Iron Man 1, but is still the a-hole who'd rather die than let someone else get the last word.
I am inevitable. I am Iron Man.
Captain America, who after spending a decade in the present day, has learned to curse,
Son of a bitch. Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
lie,
Hell, I do.
and look at guys' butts.
That's America's ass.
Thor, who it's okay to make fat jokes about, because he's also suffering from a very realistic post-traumatic stress disorder.
What do you think is coursing through my veins right now? Cheese whiz?
He's struggling. The Hulk, who cut down on the runtime by finishing his arc before the movie starts.
I know, it's crazy.
Hawkeye, who deals with the loss of his family by having a very cyberpunk midlife crisis. Ant-Man, who thanks to the internet's brain poisoning is a letdown every time he's not inside Thanos' ass.
Flake me.
Black Widow, who finally gets a primary storyline in one of these movies, killing herself to motivate the boys.
We have to make it worth it.
At least you can tell the passage of time by her hair. That's something. Rhodey, hoping and praying they don't travel back before Iron Man 2. Nebula, who ruins the Avengers' plans so many times, the most helpful thing she does is kill Nebula. And Captain Marvel, who's so powerful, the movie desperately finds excuses to leave her out.
The things that are happening on Earth are happening everywhere, so you might not see me for a long time.
Until it comes up with an excuse to bring her in. So Marvel can finally have her lead the first all-female Avengers team-up shot. Woo! Maybe Marvel will let them team up together in a sequel? Ugh. Okay, maybe they can all pose again in the background of the Loki show? Remember Thanos? The MCU's most complex and motivated villain yet. He did. And taking his place is old Thanos. New old Thanos. Younger old Thanos? You know, the version who sits and lets everyone else do all the work.
Find the stones.
What will you do?
Wait.
Who steals his evil plans from Spaceballs.
Reduce to atoms.
You used them 2 days ago.
What the hell am I looking at? When does this happen in the movie?
Now.
What did you do to them?
Nothing. Yet.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
No. Why?
We missed it.
When? Just now.
And who commands a faceless CGI army, the likes of which we have never seen before, since his last 2 faceless CGI armies. But whatever, watching him fight Thundercat was the best moment of my life, and I'm including the birth of my children, guys. Sorry, kids, you're just not worthy of my time and attention. So in a world where everyone hates Game of Thrones now, everyone's worried about Star Wars, and J.K. Rowling won't stop crapping on the floor for Legacy, it's a minor miracle we got a satisfying conclusion to a global nerd franchise. Now just do it again, forever, or the entire film industry will collapse. No sympathy from us, Disney. You did this to yourself. Starring Iron Deficient Man, One Punch Woman, Captain Clench,
God, the details again.
and Hardly Wait, Iron Roots, BoJack Norseman, Jeremy Renner's one big line of acting.
Go grab your hammer, and you go fly and you talk to him.
Go downstairs. Go help. They need you right now. We need more Russos. Give me more Russos.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Hazy Ex-Girlfriend, Werther's Original Avenger, and Ratman and Time Van, coming soon to Disney+. Plus.
That rat is a goat.
I Love You 2.8 billion. Oh my god, her mobile plan is still active? Clint, you gotta turn off autopay, man. Did this honest trailer cast hideous laughter on you? That's a D&D spell, which you'd know by now if you watched our new episode of Fandom Uncovered,
Aw, man.
Dungeons and Dragons. This episode was brought to you by The Boys. Watch the new series only on Amazon Prime
Again, I've heard
Video.
nothing but amazing things about The
You
Boys.
thought
I have to
was
check it
a
out.
Boys guy, but it was me, Dio. I am inevitable. I am Groot. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I am Iron Man. I am Batman.
Man, Avengers Endgame, still to this day, even months after I've already watched the movie, it's still shocking to me that that's actually a movie that happened, that we all went to the theaters to watch and experience, and we all watched multiple times because finally freaking Avatar is no longer the #1 movie of all time in the box office. Finally, a movie came out that dethroned Avatar. Again, I don't want to I know there's some Avatar fans out there, but I never understood the fascination with Avatar, even when it came out, like why that movie ended up being the #1 movie of all time for so long. It took till Endgame to finally dethrone it. Endgame was spectacular. You can't take anything from it. Endgame was one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. It was absolutely astonishing. Thick Thor is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. That movie, like, there is some problems with the movie, obviously. I know a lot of people had problems with the explanation of time travel. I've heard some people talk about how the beginning of the movie is kind of boring, but that's just people hating on popular things because they think it's edgy to hate on popular things. I never understand that concept. I think Endgame is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. It was one of the greatest experiences I've ever seen in the movie, especially when he says assemble and he gets the hammer. I mean, there's so many iconic moments in this movie that just stand out. And it's a movie that I could watch multiple times over and over again. It's a repeat movie that anytime you put it on, I'm going to sit down and probably watch the whole full 3 hours of it because it's just that damn good. It just has so many moments that are so riveting and so just amazing that it just completes it. Again, look, we've been watching these movies, at least I have, since the first Iron Man movie, and just all the lead up to this, it was just spectacular. And now we go into Phase 4, and Phase 4 is stacked. The one thing I will say about Phase 4 that I'm kind of like about is that a lot of them are just Disney Plus shows. Phase 5 I'm even more excited about, when you got Blade and Deadpool 3 and the Mutants and Fantastic Four. I'm excited for Phase 4, but honestly I have to say I'm more excited for Phase 5 and what that's going to lead to than Phase 4, because I feel like a lot of these are just mostly series for Disney Plus. The Black Widow is a prequel, even though it sounds like it's going to be awesome, especially since they confirmed the villain for the Black Widow movie. And my God, take my money. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I know a lot of you probably already know who the villain is going to be, because they pretty much talked about it at San Diego Comic-Con. But again, I'm more honestly It's just my opinion. I'm more excited for Phase 5 than I am excited for Phase 4, just because of Blade, Fantastic Four, eventually the X-Men. Even though Phase 4, I am interested to see how they do the internals. Is MCU ever going to end? Honestly, I highly doubt it will. I think they're going to continue. Kevin Feige is just going to continue rolling out these movies over and over and over again, because, I mean, Disney is on top of the world. They are the main ones at top of the food chain when it comes to movies and dominating the box office. I mean, they have 4 movies, Disney itself. I think 4. It could be 5. I may be wrong. But I believe they have like at least 4 movies from this year that have already made $1 billion. That is absolutely insane. Endgame being the one that made $2 billion. It might be more than 4. It may be 5. Okay, let's see. Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Endgame, Lion King, yeah, Aladdin. So they have 5 movies this year that have made over $1 billion collectively. Like, that's insane. That's insane. And then it sucks because you see other movies from Warner Brothers and Sony just, well, not Sony because they had Spider-Man, but Warner Brothers. Pikachu was supposed to make a bunch of money. It didn't. Godzilla was supposed to make some decent money. It didn't. There's some movies out there that are just bombing in the box office, and Disney, they just release a new movie, boom, $1 billion check comes their way. Endgame 2 point, I forget how much they made, over $2 billion. It's absolutely insane. This is on top of the food chain. But boys, if you like this video, slap that thumb, subscribe, and join the Hollywood Quick for daily uploads Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. Links are all down below in the description. Comment down below what is your all-time favorite MCU movie. I would love to know it, and let me know where you're more excited for, Phase 4 or Phase 5. My preference, I'm more hyped for Phase 5. I can't wait till we get to that point. My boys, I will see you guys later on. You guys enjoy the rest of your day too. So,